Laying in bed, I felt a sudden, searing pain tearing through my abdomen. Each breath felt like shards of glass ripping through my intestines. I knew this was not a passing discomfort, and I had to wake my parents and ask them to take me to the emergency room, despite it being 3 a.m. on Christmas morning. When we arrived at the hospital, I could hardly sit or stand because of the pain, and we waited for hours. When the doctor finally came into the room, I felt so relieved. But he dismissed the pain as mere heartburn due to a larger than normal holiday meal. And he gave me a drink called Pink Lady. It was a mixture of lidocaine, a pain number, and Maalox, an antacid, and sent us home. When I was at home, and still in the exact same pain, I felt unseen, unheard, and helpless. I racked my brain. As a fourth-year pharmacy student, I thought, what could be wrong? This didn't fit the classic symptoms of appendicitis or pancreatitis or gallbladder disease, because that was classified as being 40, female. In fact, yes, this is what they taught us. It would be a total of 7 emergency visits over 90 days. I weighed a mere 80 pounds, standing at 5 foot 4 inches. My body was withering away. I needed to ask and seek answers. I thought to myself, what should I do? I was frustrated, I was worried, but I knew I had to seek the strength to advocate for myself. So on my many episodes of pain, I went to my mom and I said, please take me to my family doctor. Even though I could hardly stand or walk, and even though I had no appointments, I requested to be seen. When the doctor came into the room, he said, you immediately need to go to emergency and get an ultrasound. So, on my 7th emergency visit, I went to the triage nurse with hardly the ability to speak, and I said, I have 10,000 out of 10 pain. I need to be seen, and I will not accept the Pink Lady solution any longer. I presented my written documentation, and I asked for help. She personally put me in the wheelchair and wheeled me to the room and said, the doctor will be in right away. When the doctor came, I actively participated. I reiterated what I told the nurse. I also told him, I need a painkiller, and I won't accept the Pink Lady solution any longer. My voice spoke volumes. The very next day, I was in surgery to have my gallbladder removed because it was full of gallstones. The invalidation that I felt propelled me to spread awareness of how we can navigate the healthcare system so we could all be seen. The 3 key principles: A for advocate, C for communicate, and E for educate, ACE. I further learned that there simply is not enough healthcare research for women. So oftentimes as healthcare providers, we dismiss diagnoses because we don't know all the intricacies and the signs and symptoms that women experience. We as women as well, the caregivers, prioritize caregiving of our family before looking after our own healthcare needs. We as well must not neglect preventative screenings, symptom documentation, and follow-ups. We have to advocate for ourselves and be active members of our own healthcare. Healthcare is complicated, but it can be navigated. Let's go through some simple steps that we can take. When you advocate, you simply remove the barriers so that you can speak up. You lean into your intuition, you voice your concerns, and you push for answers. When you communicate, you provide clear reporting of your health situation. You record and track, and you present those in a clear, truthful, and concise manner. And when you educate, you learn about the treatment plan. You do your research from credible sources. You ask the risk versus the benefit. You go back and ask more questions, and you follow up and make sure that the treatment plan is being delivered correctly and is being monitored. Some simple ways for us as well when we are engaging is to make sure that we document our personal health history, our past medical surgeries with dates, our past medications and why they were stopped, our current medications, including prescription drugs, over-the-counter, herbal products, and supplements, our current weight and allergies. We must record our symptoms with dates and severity and our questions. We must document and ensure that we track screening and follow-up dates and that we stick to them. After all, as women, caregivers of the world, when most vulnerable and in need of health care, we must be allowed to use our voices so we can be heard to protect ourselves.